Coming up next, a special edition of AMSOIL Championship Snocross. Are you ready for the AMSOIL Dominator? Pro versus Pro Light on the same track, and the winner takes home $10,000. The hallowed hills of Lake Geneva, Wisconsin host this epic, one-of-a-kind snowcross race. The world's greatest snowcross racers battling for 10 grand in cash, winner takes all. We're ready to go green.
For the first time in its history, the AMSOIL Dominator comes to a spiritual home for AMSOIL Championship Snowcross. We're at the Grand Geneva Resort in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin for the AMSOIL Snowcross National presented by Quick Trip. Hi everybody, Paul Small, Haley Shanley in the booth, and a special guest joining us, a multi-time pro winner and course designer, Robbie Malinowski. Robbie, you've ridden in these Dominator events. What does it mean to get a $10,000 payday?
Well, it's $10,000. I think we all agree that would be pretty cool. So that money is important, and why not go race for it?
Absolutely. And Haley, as well as a different format for the AMSOIL Dominator, qualifying is different than what we're used to seeing.
That's right. What we're going to see are 2 qualifiers for our Pro Light and 2 qualifiers for our Pro Class, and then they all come together for the first time in the evening with the main event later on.
And that is where the Pro Light riders will get a head start over the AMSOIL Pro riders. Now let's join the 4th member of our broadcast team, Josie Christian.
Going into the Dominator tonight, Cody Cam, we saw you win that 10 grand back in 2017. Talk about that race that you had out there, going out and winning that.
It was cool doing the Dominator back then. It was a different format. It was one-on-one racing and 2 laps, I think, or 3 laps, however it was, and it was a huge, intense battle the whole entire time.
Going into tonight's racing, you're racing with the pros in the Dominator, so how are you feeling as you head into your first round of racing, hoping for that qualifying to get in the final?
I'm feeling good. I'm confident. I've been practicing with a lot of pros through the years.
Oh, and it looks like a little bit of a too brilliant of a start. One rider having to drop back. And as they fly up to the top of the hill, it looks like that is going to be Evan Dowd, but Dowd's off his sled. Oh, bad break for Evan. Good break.
Lorenz.
Yeah, he blasts his way down the Skidoo Hill. He has the lead, trailed by Ogamar.
Oh!
Whoa,
Ogamar
boy.
almost went over the bars.
Yeah, he barely hung on. That was sheer willpower right there. So Lorenz leads as they get ready to come to the Polaris downhill. Up here at the top, he'll make that right-hand turn, work his way down. He's got Labelle in pursuit in 2nd place.
Oh, wow.
Down goes Ogamar. Teo Ploye is going to go around him. So we've had 2 riders go down. They are going to be way, way back. But there's only 3 riders at the front of the group, so those last 2 are going to be battling for the final transfer spot. Labelle almost pulls the T-bone pass on Lorenz.
Labelle is hungry. He wants to get around that Polaris Red Bull sled of Lorenz. He definitely doesn't like eating that roost, so watch for some pretty desperate moves early to get out of that roost.
Lorenz charging up to the top of the hill to that cat corner. Labelle tucked in behind. That is really tight there on the inside. Ploye is 3rd, and we're showing Ogamar right now ahead of Evan Dowd by about 1.5 seconds. Oh, Labelle almost got the stuff pass again. And Robbie, Labelle, is he trying to intimidate Lorenz here, or is he just trying to find an open door?
He's just trying to look for or get into that clear vision. And then why not throw him a ski just to make sure he knows that he's there. And as you can see, Lorenz makes a little mistake going into that corner.
Yeah, he got it a little squirrel dog in the front end and got it to settle back down as they go up this third hill and get ready to come around to the U.S. Air Force flyaway. The steepest downhill, not a lot of jumps and bumps on this, but enough that it'll get your attention. Oh, and Labelle pulls the sneak move on the inside. He'll take the lead. Lorenz will try to square him up.
Jordan Labelle making it happen and securing that position.
Does a triple into that quick trip rhythm section and then goes blasting back up the hill. So Labelle, he put the pressure on, and now he's got exactly what he wants. He has the lead, and as you said, Robbie, he's got some clear vision in front of him.
Whoa, hang on there, Jordan. He's getting a little squirrely coming down that first downhill.
You think these guys want it bad? This is how bad they want it. They're pushing it right to the edge. This is only the first qualifier of the 4 that we'll have. 1 more for Pro Light and 2 for AMSOIL Pro. So it's Labelle leading over Lorenz, Poirier, and Ogamar. Now remember, Ogamar and Evan Dowd both had offs on the opening lap. But fortunately for Ogamar, his was further down the track. That's why he's hanging on to right now about a 3-second gap over Evan Dowd. And it looks like Evan may wind up having to go to the LCQ to try to get into tonight's AMSOIL Dominator.
And what a bummer for him. He pulls that whole shot. He's out front, clear sailing, but no, he gets tipped in that first corner, and it does look like an LCQ is coming his way.
So Labelle has taken the white flag. Final lap for him here in the first of the 2 Pro Light AMSOIL Dominator qualifiers. And Labelle is gapped out to about a 3-second advantage over Nick Lorenz. And they'll make their way back down the hill. A little bit of a launch ramp there coming under that archway, Robbie.
Yeah, we wanted to make sure that the fans got what they came for. We wanted to get them up in the air as much as we can, and with these snow conditions, it does get tough. It's so sugary, and not sugary, but like slushy is really the best term.
Yeah, that roost is very much like a spray. If you could imagine putting one of those high-pressure car wash ones, like shoot it at your arm, and that feeling you get, that's what that roost feels like.
Exactly.
So Jordan Labelle down the U.S. Air Force flyaway here on his final lap. Wow, look at that sled bucking like a Bronco, man.
It is steep. That is the steepest of the 3. So he made that pass happen and stick.
Oh, and throws a little flare across the line. So Labelle will pick up the win. He, Nick Lorenz, Teo Poirier, and Marcus Ogamar will move on to tonight's AMSOIL Dominator. Ogamar on that Theme Motorsports Skidoo coming across the AMSOIL finish line.
When our AMSOIL Dominator Special Edition returns, the Dominator rounds continue. Reporter Josie Christian heads to the announcer booth to grill our expert, former racer and track designer Robbie Malinowski.
AMSOIL Championship Snowcross on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by AMSOIL. Runs on Freedom. By the U.S. Air Force. Full-time, part-time, in or out of uniform. Join us. And by Makita. Experience Makita cordless outdoor power equipment. Rule the outdoors.
The Makita Power Tower continues to host the elite mechanics and team managers of Snowcross.
And we're joined by Josie Christian, who is normally down in the elements. Boy, you've had to deal with some serious elements this year.
I mean, I don't think you realize how lucky you are to be up here. I mean, we've gone through negative temps, snowstorms. Robbie, you've been in this sport for so many years, so when you're designing these tracks so different and so unique each round, what is your main concern and focus?
Well, first off is safety. Always we try to take care of the rider as best we can, but then, you know, it's we want to make a show. We want to make it high-flying, exciting, and make sure that when they leave here, they tell their friends.
On the line, defending pro champ Elias Ischel and the defending champion Snowbike. That's Cowboy Kirchmeier giving 2 skis a shot tonight.
Here's the takeoff. Who's going to grab the whole shot?
Take Yerk.
Yeah, he was right there in the thick of it as they go charging up to the top of the hill and into the cat corner. Side by side, Yerk carries somebody all the way to the top, and that opens the
Travis
door.
Kern comes out with the lead.
How about Travis being in the right spot there to take advantage of opportunity? Yerk into second. It looks like Oscar Norm in early third as they'll make their way up through the Arctic Cat section. Kern's got maybe about a 2 sled length advantage over Yerk, and Yerk just got the chrome horn honked at him there by Oscar, and it looks like Hunter Patnode right now in that final transfer spot. Wow! I don't know how Jacob Yerk made that save, Robbie. That sled was flat out at a 45-degree angle.
Yeah, now you're gonna want to watch your inside on this downhill. This is, and of course Kern does protect it, doesn't want anybody to get inside of him there.
Yeah, that's going to be dive bombers heaven. We saw that in the pro light qualifiers earlier with Jordan Labelle. So right now, no issues for Travis Kern. He's hanging on. Well, he cases it a little bit, got a little rough for that quick trip rhythm section. Stayed in the throttle though, and that's key when the sled starts to get out of shape. The last thing you want to do is let off, right?
Absolutely. When in doubt, throttle out is always my motto on that.
Oh, and speaking of throttling up, there goes the Viking Rocket. Elias Ischel, he just throttled his way past. I believe he may have just made the move on Hunter Patnode to move himself up into a transfer position. We got a battle for second coming here as well.
That was Patnode coming back on Elias.
Oh, wow. So we're flashing up now at Oscar Norm. Norm is taking over second, and Patnode and Ischel. This is a fight for a transfer spot here. Neither one of these guys wants to have to ride the LCQ, Robbie.
Not a chance. They want to get out there, or get out of this heat with the transfer position.
And right now, Ish is on the outside looking in. Patnode, runner-up in points. Last round of AMSOIL Championship Snocross, he finally got his first AMSOIL Pro Final win after so much heartbreak. And Ischel gonna go in and throw him a little ski.
You see Elias wiping his goggles. He's having a hard time seeing back there. He's going to try to find some clean air.
Yep, he's going to go up the far inside here, try to power his way up. Harris Skidoos fighting it out for the final transfer spot with Oscar Norm and Jacob Yerk just ahead of them. Of course, Travis Kern continuing to lead, but not by much over Norm. But this is where the action is here, this battle for this final transfer spot. There's a look back at Oscar Norm chasing after your race leader Travis Kern, and the gap between them as they hit the Polaris downhill. There's Jacob Yerk, and oh, here comes Patnode and Ischel. We're gonna have a three-way dance for the final transfer spot. Whoa, Patnode almost got into Yerk on the brakes. Man, Patnode is right on the edge, Robbie.
Yeah, he is. He doesn't want to get that pressure from Elias, so he's trying to make a move, and their pace is a little bit more than Yerk, and as he goes right there, makes that inside pass.
Yeah, Yerk, he had to park it up on top of the berm to avoid going over it, and now he finds himself on the hot seat. The white flag is waving, so Ischel, he's going to turn up the wick and change lanes here, trying to get Yerk for this final transfer spot.
I have a feeling he's going to go around the outside right here on this corner. Oh, look at this, inside.
He's going to go inside, try to get up alongside, makes the run out, and it's a drag race down the Skidoo Hill, and Ischel flies in front of Yerk, lands maybe a foot in front of him. Wow, that was an aggressive move.
That was close, and I don't think Yerk expected him to launch that far.
Well, Elias Ischel is an expert at finding lines where other people don't see them, and he just found one there. That was an amazing pass by Ischel to get into a transfer position. They're coming around the top and into the U.S. Air Force flyway down this hill for the final time. And we got us a battle for the win on our hands coming into the final corner. Here comes Oscar Norm on Travis Kern. Makes a move on the inside out of the FXR turn, and Norm with a heel clicker steals the win. Travis Kern in for second, Patnode and Elias Ischel will complete the transfers. Oh man, and these are only the qualifiers. I can't wait to see what the Dominator is going to look like when the money's on the line.
Battle of Pro versus Pro Light continues as in the AMSOIL Dominator. And later, who will grab the Stud Boy hole shot in the Pro Women's Final? Welcome back to the mountaintop at Grand Geneva Resort and this motocross style track.
Based on what we've seen for the qualifying so far, I don't want to say that it's gotten chippy, but it has certainly been aggressive. Does that carry over into the final?
Absolutely. This is a non-points race. Everybody wants to win that $10,000. It doesn't matter that if you take a guy out. All it matters is if you win and you win that money.
All right, now let's hear more from Haley Shanley downstairs.
Thank you so much, guys. I had a chance to zip back to the pits just now, and I was talking with a few different Polaris teams and mechanics because, of course, we know the history with Polaris snowmobiles here at Lake Geneva, have some of the best start records here with the Stud Boy hole shot. So I was really curious as to why that is. Of course, we have a unique track setup on the hole shot, a very steep uphill hole shot, but it's not necessarily the clutching. No. Here in Lake Geneva, we are so often getting this very sticky snow, warm temperatures, and they said these Polaris snowmobiles, that's where they're really shining, in this very tacky snow. These tracks, they are hooking up. So that's maybe some of the reason why your Polaris snowmobiles are really getting the domination here in the AMSOIL Dominator qualifying rounds. We'll see if that's going to pay off, and we'll transfer a Polaris snowmobile out of this LCQ, but definitely watch for them coming up in the main event.
There's a look at Logan Christian, and he's signaling something there. May not be ready just yet. Oh, no, he's saying he's done. That's what Logan was signaling. He just does not make the start, so it becomes a little bit easier with one less rider. Emil Haar leads coming to the top of the hill. Oh, and Kolka too stuffs it into the Coroplast signs. Oh man, and his sled is just spinning there. Oh man, what a terrible break for Cole.
And Emil Haar jumps out to the early lead with Yerk close in tow. I would think these two are going to play it pretty safe. They're not going to do anything too crazy.
Nope, and that would leave Jesse Kirchmeier back there in the third spot. But he could be in the catbird seat if one of these guys has an unforced error, and Kirchmeier could capitalize. So they'll work their way back up to the top of the U.S. Air Force Hill, get ready for the flyaway run down to the bottom. And you can see all the body English that Jacob Yerk was using to keep the sled under him there.
And he did a nice line there. He kept it really tight to that inside bank. If he gets close enough, you better watch. He'll make that pass there, stick.
And you can see everybody tripling into that quick trip rhythm section past the AMSOIL finish line jump, as they'll come back up to the top here into the cat corner. Like any other LCQ, this is short, sweet, and to the point. Emil Haar running back down here into the Skidoo corner, now making his way up the Arctic Cat Hill. And he'll round the top of the hill here, power his way back down. A great story for Emil Haar this year. Finally picking up that first AMSOIL Pro win, and to do it at Deadwood. Really special place, much like Lake Geneva. It's one of the signature venues for AMSOIL Championship Snowcross.
Complete opposite style of track. Shortest track on the circuit. Here's the longest track on the circuit. And it doesn't seem like he has a preference. He looks great out there on this long track.
Emil Haar is not a guy a guy of many words, but the smile on his face on the podium at Deadwood, I think, spoke 1,000 words. When you're a racer in this category and you're battling at this high level, how good did it feel when you won your first pro final?
Oh, it was such a relief. You work so hard your whole life, career to get to that point. That's just the beginning, though. Once you get that first one, you quickly forget, and all you want to do is get another one.
Right, which leads to the next question is, once you've gotten the first one, is it harder to get the first one or harder to get the second one?
Yeah, the second one is always the hardest. First one, you don't expect it. You kind of fall, it happens, and then boom, it's over. The second one is, you know what that tastes like, and you want to get it back right away.
Now we've got two riders that are going to be in the Dominator field tonight who are on one AMSOIL Pro final win in their career. Hunter Patnode, who picked up the win at round number 12 at ERX, and the aforementioned Emil Haar, if he hangs on to win this AMSOIL Pro LCQ, as we documented he won back in Deadwood, back in round number 9. All right, the checkers are waving here. So Emil Haar punches his ticket into the AMSOIL Dominator final.
When AMSOIL Championship Snowcross roars back, can Malin Coutu continue her run towards another championship? The pro women take center stage at the mountaintop at Grand Geneva. Here's the pro women final lineup. Let's check in with Josie and Malin Coutu, the newlywed.
Definitely exciting. Also watching you and Cole Coutu out there getting so excited for each other. What's that relationship like as you have a husband who also races?
It's awesome. It's a lot of, we go through the ups and the downs together. So seeing him right after me getting his first heat win ever as a pro, that was, it was pretty awesome.
Oh, and somebody jumped and had to fall back. Was that Malin Coutu, I wonder? Let's see what's happening at the front of the field. It is Anana Hauger coming away with the whole shot. Looks like Taven Woody in second, and that might be McCurdy battling it out here for the number 3 spot. Wow, and if Malin Coutu jumped the start here, Robbie, and had to fall back, man, that's a long night.
But it will make for an exciting race. She does usually have quite a bit more pace than a lot of these racers, and there she is, wiping her goggles, dead last. So
actually, she's just making a pass on Ava McCurdy for third, so maybe that wasn't her, but she did not get the whole shot, and she's got to do work now as Hauger leads down to the bottom of the hill. Taven Woody putting pressure on. Here's the pass for third, down to the bottom of the track, and Malin will cut to the inside, and she'll have the third spot in hand as the leaders make their way over the AMSOIL finish line here at the end of lap number 1. So not all the way to the back of the field, but she's still got work to do and a lot of time to do it in here.
She's just way too strong coming through those whoops. You can see her pull up that hill. She had a great run, moves herself right into second place with 3 laps to go.
Yep, and now she'll set her sights on Anana Hauger, who had a 2.5 seconds on Taven Woody last time they came by the AMSOIL finish line. It's going to be a little bit different, methinks, this time as they get ready for the run up through the Arctic Cat uphill section. Look at Malin just drawing in here on Anana Hauger. You think she's motivated?
Oh yeah, she loves these downhills. You're going to see a pass possibly right here as she starts to double. Hang on to it. Oh boy.
Oh, and she wanted to go to the inside, and Nana kind of took the lane away. She'll flare out here as they make the transition back into the main section of the track around the FXR turn, and Taven Woody is back there in case these two get caught up in a little bit of a tangle. She's not close enough where she could be in trouble, but close enough to capitalize. But I bet you Malin's going to make the run here going up the hill. Look at this. Ah, and Nana shut the lane down on her.
She's racing hard, and there it is. Makes the pass stick.
Man, that is just amazing control right there to come in that hot and be able to turn on the inside and make a clean pass.
Well, what does she do to respond to that? She had the lead, she got past. Here it is.
Oh, and Anna Hauger not giving up, but boy, she got a bad run out of that corner. I think she spun the track pretty good there, trying to get some traction, and that allows Malin to blast away by a few sled lengths here as they'll come back into the Polaris downhill. And the longer we go, the more treacherous these downhills get with the bumps here. Now, Taven Woody smells the opportunity to perhaps move up into second. Tasha Lang, by the way, running in fourth. Ava McCurdy in fifth. As Taven took a look to the inside, white flag is waving, so final lap here in this pro women final.
She's got a nice run going in those whoops. Look at this.
Oh, it looks like almost a little contact between the two there as Anna either flaring out wide to get the run or trying to throw the block on Taven. Taven's not going to be close enough to try to jam it to the inside. Oh, maybe not. Close.
Watch this downhill. Taven's been strong all day. Yeah. And she's not afraid to send it.
Yeah, but look at Anna drifting over just enough to try to take Taven's momentum away. Taven crosses it up, looks to the inside. Can't get her on that downhill run. They'll go up the Arctic Cat hill now.
Now watch this second downhill. Taven knowing to throw it out there and send it.
Well,
here's her opportunity.
Yeah, Nana has a little bit more space on her, and there's lappers ahead. This is going to get interesting in a hurry. This battle for second. David Woody right on the edge of the track surface, hangs on, and then Hauger comes back on her to retake the spot as we get ready to make the turn. Malinka, too, will take the win. Here comes the battle for second, and it's a Nana Hauger who will hold off Teva Woody after a hectic final lap.
Wow, I thought she had it. Great race.
All the way from Norway to the top of the podium, we'll hear from Malinka too when AMSOIL Championship Snocross returns.
And she fought her way up to the top step of the box for another win tonight. On the Skidoo, your pro women final winner is Malinka 2. Oh, and somebody jumped and had to fall back. Was that Malinka 2, I wonder? Is Nana Hauger coming away with the whole shot. Looks like Taven Woody in second, and that might be McCurdy battling it down here for the number 3 spot.
As she starts to double. Hang on to it. Oh, boy.
Oh, and she wanted to go to the inside, and Nana kind of took the lane away. She'll flare out here as they make the transition back into the main section of the track. Ah, and Nana shut the lane down on her.
She's racing hard. And there it is. Makes the pass stick.
Man, that is just amazing control right there to come in that hot and be able to turn on the inside and make a clean pass.
She's got a nice run going in those gloves. Look at this.
Oh, it looks like almost a little contact between the two there as Nana either flaring out wide to get the run or trying to throw the block on Taven. It's battle for second. Taven Woody right on the edge of the track surface, hangs on, and then Hauger comes back on her to retake the spot as we get ready to make the turn. Malinka 2 will take the win. Here comes the battle for second, and it's a Nana Hauger who will hold off Taven Woody after a hectic final lap.
Malene, like you said in our interview earlier, you were just kind of weirded out by the start, so let's focus on the race when you were going around, picking and choosing lines, battling people, and just working your way up to the front.
Yeah, there was literally nothing else to do than just put my helmet down and go and try to... I didn't know I saw Inanna was so far up there, but I'm like, I guess we'll just try, and it worked out.
When AMSOIL Championship Snocross returns, it's going to get loud. A full field extravaganza with Pro and Pro Light. It's 10 minutes plus 2 laps and a mad dash for 10 grand in cash.
AMSOIL Championship Snocross on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Pertec, 24/7 hydraulic and industrial hose service. By Sunoco, fuel your best. By Polaris, think outside. And by AMSOIL, runs on freedom.
It's go time for the AMSOIL Dominator. Pro versus Pro Light, 10 minutes plus 2 laps. Winner takes home 10 grand. But first, let's check in with Josie and Team AMSOIL's Steve Shearing.
Well, it's fantastic. You know, we're glad to be back here. This is a great facility. I've been coming here since 1995, and having 3 riders in the final. It's an AMSOIL sponsored event, and for sure that's our primary sponsor, so it means a lot. But just the guys are racers. The weather's not the best for racing, but watching them go out there and give it, it's pretty dang cool.
Sure is pretty dang cool to be on the line with a chance to win 10 grand. Can Jordan Labelle run with the big dogs? Or will Adam Peterson repeat his win from last season?
Well, it doesn't matter whether you're an AMSOIL Pro or a Pro Light rider. On that last lap, that is the longest lap of your career.
Yeah, and you start hearing things. You think your motor's breaking or your suspension broke, but I'll tell you what, it is sweet when you get that neck burn, they like to call it, when those flames go off over the finish line. So.
Oh yeah, and of course having this big AMSOIL Dominator trophy here, as well as a $10,000 payday, that certainly doesn't hurt. Let's get a pre-race report now from Haley Shanley.
Thanks, guys. The 201.2 Motorsports Polaris, that's Travis Kern. That sled was on rails in his qualifier. Came away with one of the top finishes, Travis Kern. I was asking his mechanic at the start line just now. I said, what is he going to be taking in this $10,000 to win AMSOIL Dominator? He says, we're taking in the key element that we had to learn this season in our rookie season in the AMSOIL Pro Class, and that is making all of those passes right away. He said one of the key differences between the Pro and Pro Light class in terms of making your way through the field is you cannot exercise any patience whatsoever, and you need to do so right away. Yes, there are situations when you can be methodical about it and maybe wait till a later stage in the race, try to capitalize on that, but not in a race like this, and especially not when the AMSOIL Pro Class has to line up on the back row. So that's the focus for the 201 of Travis Kern.
And there's the takeoff. We are underway with the AMSOIL Dominator. Teo Poirier blasts his way up on the inside, trying to fight his way into the lead. Labelle back in about the number 3 spot. One rider trying to move around the outside. Looks like Bailey Force sliding off the racetrack. Labelle up into the number 2 spot as they'll come down the Skidoo Hill for the first time.
And Travis Kern being your number 1 pro, sitting in 4th.
A great start for Travis Kern. He could be in the driver's seat here, but he's going to want to try to make up as much ground as he can on this opening lap. Right now, it's Pro Light riders 1, 2, and 3. It's Poirier, followed by Labelle, and then Nick Lorenz. Oh, and a huge off!
That looks like Evan Doubt. Oh, we have another one.
Wow.
And that was Travis Kern.
Oh, it's a terrible break. 2 riders claimed by the Polaris Hill on the opening lap of our AMSOIL Dominator. And here's Jordan Labelle trying to put the pressure on Teo Poirier. A pair of Quebec racers going at it here at the end of lap number 1 of this 10-minute plus 2-lap final.
I think that we made a mistake. Travis Kern didn't go down. He's still sitting in that 4th spot with Nick Lorenz in 3rd.
Well, might have been one of the other riders, might have been Cole Coutu that had the off, perhaps his teammate, as we watch the pack sorting their way through. We're back up watching the 2 leaders breaking away here right now as they head down to the Skidoo turn at the bottom of the first downhill run. Now they'll charge up the Arctic Cat Hill. And Teo Poirier opening up about 0.8 of a second here on Labelle. Then it's Lorenz, Kern, Peterson, Ogamar, Norm, Peltier, Cam, Ischel is your top 10 here in the early going.
And I like what I see out of Jordan Labelle. He is cruising down that downhill, that second downhill. He looks great. Perfect position to be sitting in.
Nick Lorenz back there behind him in 3rd. And again, top running AMSOIL Pro right now, Travis Kern in 4th. Early on here in this AMSOIL Dominator, Labelle goes for the block pass. Doesn't get it. Poirier stands him up in the corner.
Watch this setup. Jordan's going to be looking to put the track to the ground right here. Try to get a good drive up that hill. Skip every bump he can.
So they'll launch their way up onto the plateau that leads into this cat corner. And here comes Lorenz. Lorenz ramping a little extra speed up off that berm as they hit the flyway. Drop down here into the Skidoo downhill. He's going to try to maybe pull an outside in here, or is he going to try to rail the outside? Poirier throws the block. Oh, and if these guys get to Dyson, Lorenz is going to love it. That's going to get him right into the mix.
Okay, Jordan Labelle, now is your time to go. You've got a chance to pass, get into that lead, and check out. Watch for this block pass coming.
He'll rail around the berm as they come off the Polaris downhill. Now they'll run up top and get ready for the U.S. Air Force flyaway. There's Adam Peterson now, as Peterson has moved up ahead of Travis Kern. So Peterson, top running AMSOIL Pro rider right now. Oh, Labelle went for it. Couldn't quite get him. And Poirier gets just a little bit of breathing room, and that means Labelle's going to have to go back to work to catch up to him. How about the ride for Teo Poirier here at the front of the field?
He looks great. He's fluid. He's not flustered. He doesn't seem to even mind having Jordan back there. But remember that line we seen last lap. Jordan did have a good chance at getting by him here.
Now Adam Peterson's trying to run down Nick Lorenz as they come charging down the hill. Whoa, look at Labelle flying high as they go by Travis Kern.
No, we've got Elias Ischel making moves.
Oh,
he passed
that's
2 guys.
Peltier. Yeah, there you go. So this is further back in the pro class field. Ischel running back at about 7th. Peltier now in 8th as they come down the hill. Let's go back up front to Teo Poirier, continuing to hold the lead here, closing in on 5 minutes plus 2 laps left to go in this AMSOIL Dominator.
All I gotta say is these guys better get going because Elias Ishul just threw down a smoking of a lap. So here we go.
Labelle to the inside of Poirier. They're going bar to bar for the lead. Labelle has it over the AMSOIL finish line jump.
That is exactly what Jordan needed to do because he could sense Elias.
Look at Teo coming back at him. And Teo retakes the lead as they come up into the cat corner at the top of the hill. This ain't over yet by a long shot.
No, not even close.
Oh, look at this. Power down the hill for Jordan Labelle. He will blast down into the skidoo corner, and Poirier couldn't block him off. So Jordan Labelle moves into the top spot.
Elias Ishul sitting 6 seconds back.
Yep, Norm just ahead of him and Peterson. They are leading the charge of the AMSOIL Pro Riders. It's Pro Light Riders in the top 3, Poirier, Labelle, and Lorenz. But again, the AMSOIL Pro charge is coming, but the clock ticking as we look back at Ishul now working his way up the hill toward the U.S. Air Force flyaway. Man, these guys are all right on the ragged edge of control as Ishul makes the move around the outside.
Let's take a check time here with Elias coming in, sitting 5th.
And Ishul moving up the ladder quickly. And it looked like he just got by Oscar Norman. Now here's a battle for the 2nd spot. That's Adam Peterson. Peterson shoots his way through on the inside. And now AMSOIL Pro Riders are in 2nd and 4th.
What did I say? Look at the clock. We're sitting with 3 minutes and 40 seconds left. Those Pro Light Riders are starting to feel that fatigue. And this pressure is going to be relentless. These pros are coming. They know how to run that 10 minutes wide open.
Jordan Labelle trying to become only the 2nd Pro Light rider to ever win the $10,000 AMSOIL Dominator. Adam Peterson trying to join some very select company of back-to-back Dominator winners. Oscar Norm fighting it out with Teo Poirier for the 3rd spot. The Viking Rocket, Elias Ishul not too far behind them. Still 3 minutes plus 2 laps to go. Here comes Norm, powers down to the bottom of the hill, cranks off the outside of the berm. Poirier bogs a little bit. Norm will carve to the inside, can't get him here, and Ishul is right behind him.
Now watching this rhythm section here, Elias is still tripling.
Oh, look at that power pass.
Wow, he made a big chunk of time up right there. But Oscar made it back.
Yeah, and they are going to be almost 3 wide going into the cat corner. Poirier's got to be feeling right now like I hear him on my left and on my right. What line do I block?
But Elias had a huge line up there on the top of the hill. He makes the pass on Norm, and he's going after the number 2 rider.
Yeah, going after Teo Poirier right now. Looking to the inside of Teo as they come up to the top of the hill and get ready to run down the Polaris downhill run. Just ahead of them, Adam Peterson, who is running in 2nd, 2.6 seconds behind race leader Jordan Labelle. We're down to about 2 minutes plus 2 laps to go in the fight for a $10,000 payday.
And that was a desperate move by Oscar. He knew he got past and he tried to take a cheap shot at Elias.
Elias down to the inside, and he's going to grab the spot from Teo Poirier. So Ishul now the top-running AMSOIL Pro Rider, or excuse me, the 2nd place AMSOIL Pro Rider, 3rd overall in the field right now. But there is no in class here. It's every man for themselves for $10,000. Wow, and Ishul just bounding through the rough stuff as Peterson blasts his way down. So 2 laps left to go here in the AMSOIL Dominator final. $10,000 on the line.
Elias losing a 2nd there to the leader, so something is definitely not working out for Elias. He just, again, he's wiping his goggles. That vision is so critical at this point.
Yeah, and now they're coming up on some of the lappers that Jordan Labelle has been dealing with as well. There is your leader, Labelle, coming out of the skidoo corner up the Arctic Cat Hill, lap and a half to go. Staying on top of it here as he comes off that corner. More lappers here as he will pass one of the Shearing Speed Sport sleds right on the ragged edge on the outside there. all the way up to the top for the steepest downhill run here, the U.S. Air Force Flyaway. White flag will be waving for Jordan, looking to become only the second pro light rider to win an AMSOIL Dominator.
It's kind of a trend happening here. Adam Peterson winning the championship last year and winning this event, and Jordan sitting in a good position to win that championship this year, and a good position as well to win this Dominator here tonight.
And he carries his way up to the cat corner for the final time, nice and smooth across the top. Adam Peterson, you can see him going by the other direction. And Ischel has fallen a few seconds back behind, so Ischel with a fantastic effort to ride up through the field. And give a call out to Adam Peterson as well, as he was able to charge up there pretty early, but this guy has been flat out unstoppable this evening. Jordan Labelle coming around to hit the Polaris downhill for the final time.
And what a solid ride by Jordan, showing his talent. And how old is he again?
Not even 20 yet. He has an outstanding future ahead of him when he finally makes the jump into the AMSOIL Pro class. And he is serving notice here tonight. Jordan Labelle becomes the second ever pro light racer to win the AMSOIL Dominator and $10,000.
There's been zero learning curve for pro light rookie Jordan Labelle this season. We'll hear from our winner, who's leaving Grand Geneva with 10 grand in his race trailer.
And there's the takeoff. We are underway with the AMSOIL Dominator. Teo Poirier blasts his way up on the inside, trying to fight his way into the lead. Labelle back in about the number 3 spot. One rider trying to move around the outside. Looks like Bailey Force sliding off the racetrack. Labelle up into the number 2 spot as they'll come down the Skidoo Hill for the first time. Teo Poirier, a pair of Quebec racers going at it here at the end of lap number 1 of this 10-minute plus 2-lap final. Early on here in this AMSOIL Dominator, Labelle goes for the black pass. Doesn't get it. Poirier stands him up in the corner.
So here we go.
Labelle to the inside of Poirier. They're going bar to bar for the lead. Labelle has it over the AMSOIL finish line jump. Elias down to the inside, and he's going to cramp the spot from Teo Poirier. So Ischel now the top running AMSOIL pro rider.
Elias losing a second there to the leader, so something is definitely not working out for Elias.
Jordan Labelle becomes the second ever pro light racer to win the AMSOIL Dominator and $10,000.
Let's hear it for Jordan. Now, Jordan, from start to finish, you had that race in the bag, but Elias was creeping up on you that entire time. Did you feel the pressure behind you, and what were you thinking as you knew that you were getting closer and closer to this track?
I mean, I just had a good start. I was second. Theo was running a good race. I struggled to pass him, but then I found a line and passed him, and then I just made my race. I could see them coming, but I could keep the gap, and it just went great.
A look at our Dominator final results. Jordan Labelle, the winner. Adam Peterson, Elias Ischel complete the podium. How about Teo Poirier? What a ride. He led for a good portion early on.
He showed some serious speed, and let's be honest, there was some heavy hitters behind him.
And you see the rest of the top 10 there, including Cam Ogamar, Kyle Pauline, and Hunter Patnode. Make sure to follow along with us on our great social media outlets, as well as our official website at snocross.com. For Haley Shanley, Josie Christian, and Robbie Malinowski, I'm Paul Small. Thanks for watching AMSOIL Championship Snocross on the CBS Sports Network.